know what it is. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. Go up to the gate, 1600 on the map. Hope to be the people's house, I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers, I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people, yeah, I gotta make that call. Traveling for the team, red and white and blue, that's me. Voices on the block, I'm breaking through, I got the keys. I'm in the lobby, yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Signing for the fam, yeah, you know my game's strong. Freedom is the banner and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is written hard, I bury you inside the booth. Founding father's vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bag. I'm the voice of the hood trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promise they selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, Lincoln, MLK, now it's photo ops. Power plays all day, I'm trapping for the vote. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Powers in the air. Zeus. We knocking on the door. Zeus. We wanna hear your soul. Yeah. Yeah. Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. People on them players, yeah, y'all think this is a joke. Take it back and write the code. 1600, got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold. Dropping out the West Wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true. All you need is a spark.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
On my line, got the Constitution jumping.
Yeah, you know I'm
good
so
morning,
divine. Everyone.
Stains on my kicks and the rally outside, and the gates is locked. This power never divides. Sitting for the block, head busters make them wanna fight.
We're once again back, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is.
All night, the people's house is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Money talk loud, time to clap. Fight for the keys, that's a fact. It's a rap, I'ma bring it back.
I gotta set it up, you know what they're doing.
House. Powers in the air, it's the people's house. We knocking on your door. It's the people's house. We wanna hear your soul.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we want to hear your soul. Let's go. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning to do this work that needs to be done to save this great country of ours. All right.
It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse, and I can't escape. It's like
Welcome to the show.
It's me.
Good morning.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these rats. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. She listens, she fits, she famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Let's go. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Big Zeus, yes. W. Rita, thank you. Hey. Here goes the. I see your brother Swerve. Greetings, good morning. Here goes. Here goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
Shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm
And
like, you've gone.
Zeus is
gone
gone.
way off.
Okay, all right. She got me. You know who that is, right?
It's like deja vu.
It gets me every time, honestly.
It's like deja vu.
It does. Now that I think about it, it really does. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Today's August 6th. All right, Wednesday, I believe, right? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, once again, we're back to take care of some very important business. You know, we gotta save this country one show at a time, and you know what that requires? That requires us to come together and do what we can to continue our defense and our attack in a way against Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons. All right. And so before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, obviously I got to take care of some very, very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest, all right? The most honest person on social media, hands down. The second H as well is because I'm humble. I'm the most humble person on social media, hands down. Listen, if I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize, all right? Because I understand apologizing, honestly, isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And you know me, I'm probably the strongest person too, but I don't use the S, I use the H. And then the last and the most important of them all, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, what? The most handsome! Thank you all so much. It's so lovely to see each and every single one of you. Now, many of you are very, very familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok, on this side of town. What we do is magical, it's theatrical, it's spectacular, and all of the above, right? What we do is it's incredible, because what we do is we hold Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And isn't it safe to say that when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, MAGA seems to have hit the jackpot? Every single day you wake up, things go from worse to worser, from worser to worse than worser, right? And then it goes from worse than worser to like pretty much evil, right? And this is where we're at with MAGA. And so, and what we do is we all keep our finger on the pulse of their misinformation and their disinformation, and then we actually bring the facts, we bring the truth, sort of like what's happening with these e-files, right? Are you all keeping up with what's happening with the e-files? MAGA had it at conspiracy theory level. Where it's at now, ladies and gentlemen, it's who's in those files? You gotta be kidding me. And you know whose name's all over the files. If you need a hint, if you want to have a hint about whose name's probably in the files the most, I'd say 70% of the time. Don't look any further. Look right there in the background. This gentleman, this knucklehead, this creature behind me. I'm highly confident that he's all over those files, and this is why I've been saying it, and I've been saying it for a while. Until we get rid of this curse that's over the nation, right? And the curse is MAGA. We're going to continue to see things happening in this country until we deal with this appropriately. And so I won't go any further into that. What I'll do is this, because I know that I have critics here. I know I have haters and detractors. You know, I ran into one of my haters yesterday. It says, Zeus, why do your accounts keep getting taken down? And she knows who I'm talking about. Because I don't like Zeus, so I do this thing where I go and I try to mass report him. I mean, these Trump supporters, they're running out of places to hide, and we're not going to let them intimidate us because, this account goes down. Guess what's going to happen next? You see that account right there that says Mr. Crossing? I'll go live on that, and then after that, I'll go live on another account, right? And you all know this, because what I understand is this: we're not going to be able to have a country anymore if we allow Donald Trump to go unchecked. And so, and that's why I say this. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Anyone out there still supporting Donald Trump? Anyone out there? Yes, you're right, Shay. Anyone out there still supporting Donald J. Trump? Just identify yourselves in the chat right now, because this is just my PSA announcement before I get into doing what I'm doing. Because once I get locked in, I don't like people bringing up their little sob story. Oh, well, Zeus, I didn't know you were going to say this and that. And my feelings, I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm going to do is give every single one of you Trump supporters an opportunity of a lifetime. What is that? If you are a Trump supporter and you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, right? You might want to leave this live right now, all right? And you can ask all the people who are on TikTok that ran across Zeus W. Rick in the chat. You can ask anyone out here. It doesn't matter if they're black, red, white, and blue. If you support Donald Trump and you've had a conversation with Big Zeus, most likely it's probably been the worst moment of your life, right? So if you don't want that to happen to you, you honestly should leave this live right now, because it's probably going to be very, very uncomfortable for you, because I'm going to be, obviously sharing so much truth that it'll make your head spin and your head just popped off. Why? Because Big Zeus just cooked you. All right. If you don't want that to happen, WW Zeus. If you don't want to see that, just leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Okay, all right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. And I'm gonna be honest with all of you. I take zero accountability for what. When the sparks start flying, I take zero accountability for folks and their feelings getting hurt. In particular with MAGA, because here's the thing, MAGA, all of your distractions, and I'm so glad we're at this moment now in America in terms of the E-file. All of your distractions, a lot of us have woken up, a lot of people in America have woken up, and they understand that the big, beautiful bill, it's not helping everyday Americans. If you know, you know, right? People don't say, well, Zeus, how are things going in terms of how do you feel? And most Americans will say, oh, how are you feeling about the state of affairs in the economy? Most people. Are grocery prices going up? Are grocery prices going up? Let me ask the chat real quick. Because, see, I want MAGA to see this. Are grocery prices going up? Are our utility bills going up, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is important. Yes. Don't believe what Donald Trump says. Believe what happens when they take it out of your account. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? Look at all. Shout out to the comments. But wait a second. Didn't he say we were supposedly in the golden age and liberation day? So now we see what the golden age and liberation day is all about. It's like Mike Pence said, and I don't even like listening to Mike Pence because he's obviously, him and I don't align politically, but he said the tariffs are nothing but a peacetime tax increase on the backs of every single American. And you got to ask yourself, why is Donald J. Trump and his administration, they call it a regime. Why are they taxing us? And then on the back end telling us, no, on the front end, they say, oh, we just passed the big, beautiful bill. And there's so many tax cuts in there. It's going to provide all this money to every single American. But then they turn around and jack up the prices everywhere else. It's not a tax it's not a tax cut. It's a clever tax increase. And MAGA, you know this. Has he ended the wars, ladies and gentlemen, that he said he would be ending, and the conflicts? Has Donald Trump actually delivered on ending any of those conflicts, ladies and gentlemen? Does anyone out there know if he does? Look at that. Nope. W to the chat. Failed. So we've talked about the economy. We've talked about foreign policy. How about the mass deportations? How are those going, ladies and gentlemen? Is he doing a great job with mass deportations? Because what I want to make sure is I'm not preaching to the choir. Is he doing a great job with mass deportations? Look at that. No. W to the chat. So what that tells me is all of us, we live in reality. And what I'm doing is this. Oh, Michael says Kamala is finished. Michael, maybe this is your first time running into me, but I promise you Kamala Harris is not finished. People, I go in there, and I hate to say it, but yesterday I was in a live Blaga, and I ran across Dame. Dame is, I don't know what Dame's trying to do with what he's got going on, but I listened to Dame, and I think his name is Joshua, and they lied to Big Zeus. Oh, we're trying to protect black people. They call themselves black conservatives, right? And I said, really, how are you trying to protect black folks, but your vote, when it's time to go into the voting booth and vote for black, you turn around and vote for racism. W Zeus. And so I have a message to Blaga, and it's the simplest way that I can put it. Just do the math, Blaga. Do the math, Blaga. If the majority of black folks go over here because they woke up and saw the light, and you go the opposite direction, then obviously you're not doing the math. W Zeus. Again, we just did a temperature check in here. Nobody's utility bills are going down. Nobody's gas prices are going down. All right. And inflation is going up. Unemployment is going up, Blaga. And you know what? I just got to say this. Congratulations. This is what you voted for. This is what Blaga voted for. I want to help black people, and I thought about it, Obama did so many things to help black folks, and they don't even get it. But what we'll do is this. We're not going to let Obama just be the topic of today's show. What I got to obviously do, ladies and gentlemen, is you've guessed it. What am I going to do?
Sure, if I
Now,
could,
could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go right ahead. It's I promise you all this. I try to not stay involved with the Epstein stuff because it's truly, in my opinion, some very, very dark stuff. And I personally truly believe that this guy right here, he has the Epstein curse. The something upstairs, right? The way he keeps getting exposed for his hypocrisy, it shows you like God's judgment is truly on him. And not just him, anybody that supports him, God's judgment is truly on you. You see the cursed hand, he can barely show the hand. He puts makeup. Who puts makeup on their hand? Huh? Who puts makeup on their hands? That's crazy to me. I've never seen anything like it. All right. And then the swollen ankle. So I understand this is not just a physical thing, but this is also a spiritual thing. Right. And so as much as I try to avoid having to discuss this, and then obviously the most difficult part of it is that it involves the most vulnerable children and young girls, right? Little girls. It makes it like, why do I got to keep dealing with this? Why is he going on the roof? Why is he doing all of these things except for dealing with the truth? Why can't his supporters simply acknowledge that the only person going above and beyond to do something that they didn't promise to do, which was release the Epstein file, right? They're doing the exact opposite. The only person that's doing this is this guy. And MAGA refuses to come clean. And because of that, it's like my good friend Attacking says, it's because of you, MAGA, we're doing this. W Zeus, right? It's because of us, MAGA, we're doing this wonderful work that we're doing. W Zeus. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, all right? But it definitely, you go over there to X and, you go on to, you follow people who are keeping tabs of these things. And one of the things that came out was they said it's a smoking gun. Did you all see the so-called smoking gun? I don't know if I can show you it on my background. I don't know if I can show it to you. Let me see, because TikTok sometimes they get things and then they disappear or the size doesn't. Let's see. Let me see if you can see this. I don't know if you all seen this. Y'all seen that? Take a look at it. Take a look at it. It's an FBI document. Now, obviously, there's a lot of information that's not on the document, right? That I can't confirm, right? But what I'll do is this: I'll summarize what it says, and then we'll get into what I am thinking is happening right now. And I want all of us to keep in mind the clues have probably been out here all along, but because we didn't have some of the information that we have now, it didn't hit the way that it should have hit, but just bear with me. So according to this document, this is September 18th, 2008. It says FBI on 9/11/9 case agent advisor writer that Epstein is currently being prosecuted by the state of Florida and is Florida. In the state of Florida and in Florida. Epstein has also provided information to the FBI as agreed upon. Case agent advised that no federal prosecution will occur in this matter as long as Epstein continues to uphold his agreement with the state of Florida. Case agent also advised that no further forfeiture assistance will be required for this case. Case agent is requested to contact writer in the event that the matter moves forward to federal level. So what they're saying, and this is all over the internet and X, and so I don't like doing things like this. I don't like going off of conspiracies. So this happened in September of 2008. Who was president in September of 2008? Does anybody know who was president in September of 2008? Because we got to address this. FBI, what they're saying is this is evidence that perhaps at around that time, Bush. FBI cut a deal with Jeffrey Epstein in 2008 and gave him a non-prosecution agreement in exchange for information. Who could Epstein have information on? Frank, See, look at it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Frank is triggered right now because Frank sees where I'm going with this. Frank, I told you, you might want to leave this live. All right. All right. So who could the FBI have information on, ladies and gentlemen? And I know a lot of you Trump supporters are somehow going to try to link this to Barack Obama. I promise you this is where they're going because it's too obvious to them that this guy in the background is all over those files. It's so obvious. You know what's so interesting? Are they redacting Obama's and Biden's name from the e-files? No, they're only redacting one president's name from the e-files, MAGA. MAGA, use those 2 brain cells and that 1 tooth you got left. Tony, you know who I'm talking about. Tony, I know you're listening. Junior, I know you're listening. And all your Russian bears, I know you're listening. Use your brains. All right? And ask yourself, how come he's doing this to you? And I tell you, Trump supporters, if you want to get out of the cult, just go in the bathroom, go in the mirror and say, Daddy, why are you doing this to me? And understand you're imagining your dear leader, all right? Because this is when the truth is going to come out. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know me, I obviously got to come to, you got to, like my good friend Ange says, you got to come to class a little bit prepared and deliver a message. Actually, you know what I decided to do? What do I want to do? Do I want to do it that way or do I want to do it this way? You know what I want to do? Actually, I'll do it this way. So once again, we're here gathered because I like to come up with little speeches to kind of set the tone. All right. So we got grave injustice that just continues to persist and really is challenging the integrity of America and our institutions, and the trust of the American people clearly has been eroded. This Jeffrey Epstein case, and we all know what he did, a convicted ex-offender whose crimes were enabled, again, by people with a lot of money, all right, and influence and stuff like that. It's just pointing at a systemic failure, and it's a wound in our nation's conscience. We know for decades, Epstein exploited these young, vulnerable women and girls, evading accountability through these powerful connections. And these recent revelations about his cooperation with the FBI going as far back as 2008, it just requires us to demand that we act with more urgency and more urgency than we ever have to truly uncover the truth. And so that's what this show, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be about today, along with obviously all of Donald Trump's other failures. In 2008, under President George Bush, get this, Epstein secured this shockingly lenient plea deal in Florida, orchestrated by who? U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta. This non-prosecution agreement, which granted Epstein immunity from federal charges and a mere 13-month sentence with extensive work release, was later ruled to have violated the victim's rights. A 2008 FBI memo then revealed that Epstein's cooperation as an informant and provide unspecified information was a condition of his leniency. So who is Epstein cooperating with the FBI? Who is he telling everything he knows about this guy in the background? See, you got to ask yourself this, MAGA. What was the nature of this information? And did it shield Epstein and others from justice? These questions remain unanswered, and obviously they clearly are cloaked in secrecy. Under President Obama, the Epstein investigation continued, but no significant action was taken to revisit the 2008 deal or uphold any or hold any of his accomplices accountable. The silence from this administration allowed the case to fester and left the victims, obviously with recourse, all right, without recourse. In 2019, Donald Trump's presidency, his first term, Epstein was arrested again in July. Weeks later, he was found unalived. Think about this, MAGA. Think about what I'm saying to you, MAGA. I'm saying it slow so your brains can connect these dots. Weeks later, he was found unalived in federal custody, officially ruled an unaliving by himself. The timing and the circumstances of this, coupled with Donald Trump's social ties to Epstein spanning decades, including, get this, multiple flights on his private jet. I was in Snuggles Live yesterday, and I told Snuggles, did you know during the 2024 campaign, Trump used one of Epstein's jets. They didn't believe me, but then they looked it up and then they said, oh, well, that's understandable. That's understandable, Zeus. His broke down, Zeus. Okay, MAGA, keep on making excuses. Multiple flights on Epstein's planes. It raised serious questions about oversight and potential influence. Yet, the Trump administration failed to provide clarity and the case languished. Now, get this. You know how they go around here and they say, oh, well, why didn't Joe Biden do this? Well, I got something for that too, MAGA. Under President Joe Biden, partial Epstein files, including flight logs, were released in 2023, in 2024. And what happened? Republicans, MAGA, dismissed these disclosures as election interference. We catch you all in your lies. We do. All right. Yet the documents were heavily redacted and offered little new insight. In February of this year, during Trump's second term, get this, additional files were released, and with much fanfare to internet influencers who were misled or duped into believing that they contained groundbreaking revelations. In reality, these documents largely duplicated the Biden-era releases, with some previously disclosed information for some strange reason now redacted. All right? It was a huge nothing burger. MAGA, I'm telling them the truth. This pattern of obstruction of justice is what I call it, continued. Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed that she had relevant documents on her desk for review, only later to accuse FBI Director Kash Patel of withholding the information. Kash Patel says, nah. He countered that and said that the FBI would review the files, but said that Pam Bondi already had everything. So they're lying to us. Commentator, you know who he is, Dan Bongino, publicly decried that he cried out, there's delays, amplifying the public's frustration. Ultimately, Pam Bondi and Kash Patel declared that there's no client list, no flight logs, and no additional files existed, reiterating that his unaliving was just basically the result of him taking himself out. Then the FBI then released over 10 hours of edited video. Get this, they released 10 hours of edited video footage, falsely presented as unedited footage of Epstein's cell, which obviously, whatever trust was left, it just totally eroded it, right? Amid this chaos, distractions emerged. What happened? Oh, the United States went and dropped the boom boom on Iran. You remember that? Oh, Martin Luther King Jr. files were released. All right. And these things were designed to somehow distract us from what was going on. Promises to release Ghislaine Maxwell's grand jury testimonies were made only for a judge to block that disclosure. Speaker Mike Johnson, he recessed the House to prevent a bipartisan vote on releasing these files, which slowed us down. Threats to arrest former President Obama came up, muddying the waters. Meanwhile, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence, was granted a highly unusual interview with the Department of Justice and FBI, followed by a transfer to a low-security, club-fed facility, a move that clearly raises the suspicion. Is she getting preferential treatment or what? The House Oversight Committee recently subpoenaed the Department of Justice, Ghislaine Maxwell, and former officials like Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, James Comey, and many others. Yet, the absence of key figures like Donald Trump and Alexander Acosta, who crafted the 2008 deal amid the Epstein FBI cooperation, it just screams cover up if you ask me. This is a selective approach to covering up what we all know and demand, which is justice, and we need some accountability. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you all think, but this paints a very, very disturbing picture of what's really going on in the White House. It really does. And what's been happening behind the scenes, right? And so this is why I am going to continue to demand and ask all of you to continue to demand the release of these Epstein files. All right. So what we're going to do is this. Zeus. Now that you kind of have this, and you know, okay, he's been cooperating with the FBI, right, since 2008. Now that you kind of know that, you have to go back in time to when. You know what I'm going to do? Let's go back in time a little bit, because this hits a little different now, ladies and gentlemen. This honestly does. You remember? Do you all remember when what is his name? Let's see. Oh yeah, when President. You all remember this moment. Let me see if I could get the photo up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I could get the photo up. Do you all remember this moment? I'm gonna see if I can get it going. Let's see. Oh, you all remember this moment? Do you all remember this moment? This is when Barack Hussein Obama. You all remember this, huh? You remember the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right? Thank you. You have to ask yourself, what was Obama really getting at when this happened, right? And so what we'll do is I'm going to let Obama carry it away, ladies and gentlemen, because to me, I think what Obama was letting Donald Trump know was you might want to watch where you're stepping, bro, because we got a lot of information, all right?
I'm prepared to go a step further.
Hold on.
Hopefully, this puts all doubts to rest. But just in case there are any lingering questions, tonight, I'm prepared to go a step further. Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Now, I warn you, no one has seen this footage in 50 years.
Yeah.
Not even me. But let's take a look.
You know, Lion King. That's Obama, a real president.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Back to square one.
Now, Obama could have let Trump live right there. He could have let Trump live and said, "Listen, champ, you might want to relax. All right, I know how to do what I do." But Obama decided, I'm going to send a very clear message to Donald Trump, and he did it.
I want to make clear to the Fox News table that was a joke. That was not my real birth video.
Yeah.
That was a children's cartoon. Call Disney if you don't believe me. They have the original long-form version. There is a vicious rumor floating around.
Uh-oh.
I think could really hurt Mitt Romney. I heard he passed universal health care when he was governor of Massachusetts. Someone should get to the bottom of that. And I know just the guy to do it.
Uh-oh.
Donald Trump is here tonight. Now I know that he's taken some flack lately.
Get
but
him, Obama.
no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter.
Uh-oh.
Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell?
Oh.
And where are Biggie and Tupac?
Get him, Obama.
All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience. For example, no, seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice at the steakhouse, the men's cooking team did not impress the judges from Omaha Steaks. And there was a lot of blame to go around, but you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was a lack of leadership. And so ultimately you didn't blame Little John or Meatloaf. You fired Gary Busey. And these are the kind of decisions that would keep me up at night.
Now, while Obama is doing this, look at this guy right there, MAGA. You know why Trump? You know, you got to ask yourself, why is Trump not laughing? Because these are funny jokes. These are funny because Obama hasn't stopped yet. Everything Obama's covered, he's like, but I know your DOJ has those e-files, and I know I'm in those files. That's the look. That's, to me, now that I'm connecting the dots, that's what that look says. This is a nervous person right here. Obama got him shook. Yeah. You understand now? Listen to what Obama does to him. Guilty. I'm clapping too.
Well handled, sir. Well handled. Say what you will about Mr. Trump. He certainly would bring some change to the White House. Let's see what we got up there.
Oh, he's sweating now. You know what Obama did? He showed you. He showed America what Trump would do to the White House. Ain't that something? How did Obama know all this? How did Obama know this, MAGA? You see the difference now? You see why he's over there soiling that diaper, huh? Obama knew. But he was letting the investigation continue, MAGA. This is what I've been trying to help you understand. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps it up. This is President Obama. So I don't want to hear when MAGA says, well, why didn't Obama and the Democrats do anything? It's obvious what's been happening this whole time. And then you ask yourself, oh, why was Trump really running to be the president? Was he really running because he loved America? Considering what you know happened to Epstein right after Trump got into office, now that you see it, are you able to connect the dots, MAGA? All right, either he's lying to you or he really doesn't know. And if he doesn't know, that means he's incompetent and he shouldn't be running the country. But there's so many things leading back to Donald Trump, MAGA. W. Zeus. Now, let's pick up where we left off with this, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday he had did he have a press conference? W. Rick, all right. He signed an executive order yesterday. All right, Trump did. He signs an executive order, and Caitlin Collins, she just knows what to ask. She knows how to press the buttons. And so she brings up the question about Donald Trump's Department of Justice recently meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. And once again, just listen to her. Listen to her, how she could catch him just sounding guilty.
Democrats back to the state and hold them accountable. Do you want the federal government and the FBI to help locate and arrest these Texas Democrats who have left the state?
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. No, I know they want him back. Not only the attorney general, the governor wants him back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, President Trump. Two questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man. His name is Todd Blanche. He's a very legitimate person, very high. I just a very highly thought of person, respected by everybody. And I didn't talk to him about it, but I will tell you that whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people. But I will say this, Todd Blanche is one of the most highly respected people you'll ever meet. So I know this. I didn't discuss it with him, but anything he talked about with her or the fact that he did that, not unusual, number one, and most importantly is something that would be totally above board.
You hear this, MAGA? So what he's basically said is he doesn't know what Todd Blanche did in terms of meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. And you know what she did? She was a part of it, assisting Jeffrey. He doesn't know what he did, but whatever he did, it's above board and he's okay with it. Isn't that something, MAGA? Once again, you are part of the cover-up. And this is what I wanted to conclude today's part about the E-Files. It's not just the Trump administration that's covering it up. It's actually his base, MAGA. You are covering up the deep state. W. Zeus. MAGA is covering up for the deep state. It's like a dog chasing its tail at this point. And I can see it clear as day. All right, MAGA. And so what I'm going to do, MAGA, I got to give you another clue. He was talking about the tariffs yesterday, and he was talking about how other nations are taking advantage of us. All right. Thank you, WVIP. And something out of his mouth slipped, and it involved children. Did you catch it? MAGA? If you didn't catch it, let me see if I could get this on the record, and then we'll get to judgment. He said something about how other countries are taking advantage of the United States. All right, but he said it in a very, very creepy, strange way. Let's go.
Or bad people, or bad things, bad policy, et cetera, et cetera.
Listen to this.
And I think we've been very successful in that. And there's more cutting to do, but there's also more getting. We want smart people in government. Our country is doing great. I think we are doing probably, maybe in many ways, better than we've ever done before. We're taking in trillions, not billions, trillions and trillions of dollars from other countries who for years took advantage of us. They took advantage of the United States like we were children.
Did you hear what he just said, MAGA? Did you hear what he just said? Let me catch that again. Let me see what he said. I mean, who thinks like this?
They took advantage of the United States like we were children.
Did you hear that, MAGA? Did you hear what he just said? Let me do that one more time for the MAGA demons out there. All right. Because, see, I heard this, and I said, what?
In trillions, not billions, trillions and trillions of dollars from other countries who for years took advantage of us. They took advantage of the United States like we were children.
I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't nothing else left to say. We know who it is, and we know what they did. Let's warm up the lake of fire. And this goes out, and this is why I don't have a conscience anymore with MAGA. If your feelings are hurt, good, because the cover-up is getting sickening. You're out here covering up for the deep state, and you're pretending like it's the Democrats. We don't buy it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send these Trump supporters where they belong. Straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. So that concludes my monologue. So this is kind of like what people don't know, but when I'm not really on the internet doing stuff, right? Obviously, you got to be able to keep up with a lot of these moving pieces. And again, we're going to keep the pressure on Donald Trump and his supporters. They do not want us to talk about this at all. They want to distract us and talk about everything like Trump being on the roof. And by the way, we all know that was just a distraction from what the New York Times released yesterday as well. But we're not going to let up, because we already know he's failing in every category he had to be measured in as a president. And so until he starts delivering on those things, we're not even going to worry about that. We're just going to tell MAGA when it actually catches up to MAGA, we're just going to say, this is what you voted for. But these e-files, see, now this is an issue, because I really do believe that God's judgment is truly on this nation. And you just can't have a president that is looking every day like they were a part of this ring of just nasty, evil behavior, all right, without expecting the nation to be cursed. W. Zeus. All right. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? I got to get to the audience real quick. I'm right on time. I'm on schedule. Are there any Trump supporters out there that want to come up here and try to defend their leader this morning? Or is there anyone out there that wants to apologize to America for voting for Donald Trump? All right. W. Kabira, thank you. You see what I do? You see what I do, ladies and gentlemen. By the time I get done going through the facts, good morning, what's up, Q-Dog? By the time I get done going through the facts, their circuits are fried. They don't have anything else to say. They're going to come up here if they do, and they want to bring up the Democrats. I could care less. How many of you would, if Bill Clinton is found to have committed crimes with Epstein, do we have a problem with them indicting him and sentencing him, ladies and gentlemen? Because I don't. Does anyone have a problem with Bill Clinton being held accountable if he did anything that's harmful to children? You see, MAGA, we don't care. We don't care. All right. Can you say the same thing about your dear leader? Yeah, put them all in jail. Look at that. Look at that W to the chat. Ralph even says, send my father to jail. You know, if you go read the New York Times article, and it's very good, there's photos in there, ladies and gentlemen, and you could just see, you could go and let me see if I have some of those photos. And you know, there's so much information in there about just what was happening with let's see, where is my, oh yeah, I know what I gotta do. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Right? They show you things like this is his house, Epstein's house, but you can't see it up there in the corner. There's cameras, hidden cameras. So when they say they got 300 gigabytes, ladies and gentlemen, they got 300 gigabytes of information. That's what they mean. If the cameras are recording, you're going to have anybody that's out here recording and doing things like that. You know, cameras, when you're recording footage, it takes up quite a bit of space on your devices, on your storage devices. So a bulk of the evidence, I would imagine, definitely is audio and video recordings. And you can see right there in the top corner how Epstein did this. You know what they also found? They found this viral photo of Donald Trump and Epstein hanging out. Right, it was sitting right there. Look at this. Look at this. Donald Trump, Melania. Look at this lady. This is how Epstein lived. He lived. What kind of grown man has photos of Donald Trump sitting in the house out in the open like this? I mean, but one of the most craziest photos, and I just got to get this on the record, is this, right? This is what Epstein had in the house. You go up the stairs, you see this, and you're going, what the heck? This guy, this is, and they showed you in there. Look at this. This is the evidence. These are the supposedly hard drives, MAGA. So we know, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why they're saying Donald Trump went on the roof yesterday. Because as the New York Times released this article, it's about 8 minutes or so, as they released this, he didn't want this to come to dominate the headline, so he decided he's going to go out on the roof, all right? But we're not buying the distractions, all right? We're not buying the distractions. Yeah, but this is according to Trump. Epstein's a terrific guy, right? So yeah, all right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up, all right? If not, we'll go and talk to some of our mutuals, all right? Do we have any Trump supporters out there? All right, let's see. Who do we have? Because why are you up there? Yeah, Gregory, good morning. How are you? Are you there, Gregory? I think Gregory is out to lunch. All right, what I'll do is this. I'll go in there and I'll bring up my good friend, Kristen. Good morning, Kristen. How are you doing?
Good morning. Hey, thanks for bringing me up.
You're welcome. How are you?
Good. I'm buddies with Val and Brandy, and they've been trying to tell me, hey, you need to go to Zeus's Live.
Oh, okay. You got Val's recommendation and Bunny and all of them. You know, you got an extra. Oh, I dropped my backup. You're right, Rick. Hold on, I did. Gregory, you got to get off my show, bro. Okay, I'm back. All right. You there, Kristen?
So I don't know. This first time I've been on your panel. So hey, Kristen, 44, Virginia, voted for Harris. But I'm a survivor of human trafficking.
Oh,
And
no.
I feel that, sir, and I'm a survivor leader. I got out in 2005. I've been working in policy and legislation. I run OSINT teams, which is open source intelligence. We find missing kids and victims. I'm easily Googleable. I come with receipts. My last name is Vaughn. Like, everybody can look me up.
Okay.
I feel like, and I talk really fast. So MAGA in the comments, please keep up, because we can take Epstein out of this entire conversation, and we can still look and see at what Trump is doing to increase human trafficking in America. So survivors' voices get lost in this. And so this is why I come on lives and I come on panels. So I just don't feel like people understand what Trump has done. So on his third day of presidency, he literally unalived the Office of Trafficking in Persons, which is the only federal agency fighting to combat human trafficking. There are 4 people left that agency. He also unalived, but that's it. We can talk about trafficking at the border. Does it happen at the border? Of course it does. I'm talking specifically right now because an administration that ran on America First, he has literally defunded almost all domestic anti-trafficking efforts. For example, the National Human Trafficking Hotline. It costs $22 million to run. They've been running it by a private nonprofit for, 15 years. This year, they're only being given $5 million from an OVC grant. All of this is easily, anybody can look this up. So that's almost defunct. Polaris, the preeminent organization in America that's fighting human trafficking, is being defunded. The Freedom Network USA been defunded. The TSRA, which is the Trafficking Survivors Relief Act, is refusing to pass it. The TVPRA, which is the Trafficking Victims Protections Relief Act, they have taken away from that. The OTIP, which is the Office of Trafficking in Persons, which is federally mandated by the TVPRA, Trump has unalived that. He also came out and said, if you're not a right-wing, faith-based Christian organization working to fight human trafficking, you're likely to not get funded. Pam Bondi came out and said, listening to survivor leaders' voices is wasteful. 20 people were fired from the State Department 2 weeks ago. 305 anti-trafficking organizations were defunded in the Big Beautiful Bill, and $0 were allocated in the Big Beautiful Bill for human trafficking, to fight human trafficking in America. These are all, again, he gutted the Office to Combat Human Trafficking. Executive orders removed all references to LGBTQIA plus resources on websites that also included race and immigration. In all federal anti-trafficking efforts, he slashed survivor services, homeland security investigations, which are when we talk about law enforcement and federal agencies or federal law enforcement agencies fighting human trafficking, they've literally been reassigned to other places. So like when we look at the totality of all this, like even if we took, like, let's just pretend for 1 second that the Epstein thing just did not exist. Okay. And like we can take the politics out of all of it to see what he has done. He has literally rolled back every single thing that we have done in the last 20 years within 2 months of his presidency.
Wow. That, what you just shared with us, it's alarming that he's doing this and it's not much of an outcry. There should be more of a public outcry about a lot of those support services being taken away from the victims, right?
Right. He's done it very, very quietly behind the scenes. These are things that now you can look them up. Like you can go to DOJ.gov. $811 million was taken from international aid to fight child schmeck trafficking. $501 was taken from the DOJ to fight, domestic, schmeck trafficking. And everybody knows that, Grandpappy Trump made his money off of brothels in New England. So like all
wait a second. And because I knew that, but let's go ahead and get the audience updated. What did you say, please, if you don't mind? Trump's grandfather, Trump.
Great grandfather or grandfather, they made their initial money off of brothels in like New England and in that part of Canada that's like that area, and so that's where they originally had their money from. So when you look at the totality of all of these things, It tracks.
It tracks. So it's not too difficult, in your opinion, if the grandfather's out there doing stuff like that, then that just trick. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so to speak.
It's generational, ancestral, all that. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. And so what you've done, Kristen, and it's incredible. You've painted a different angle of who Donald Trump really is, and I thank you for that. In your experience, one of the things, and about E. Jean Carroll, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do you say to the folks out there? Because I was having a conversation with some conservative women, and they said the victims, why are they taking so long to actually, expose Donald Trump? What do you say to these folks out there that think like that? Oh, you waited too long. Give me a break.
Correct. So I will say one thing. So I know in my experience, again, I was trafficked from 2000 to 2005 in the state of Virginia. Wow. You only have 2 years to prosecute your traffickers. By the time that I got out and I received your services, it literally took me 5 years to form a sentence. There was no way that I was going to go and testify and talk. I was terrified of those dudes, right? Yeah. So the statute of limitations ran out for me. And so, but I was able to get out, and only 4%, I want everybody to hear me right now, only 4% of women who are sex trafficked in America actually get out. So I was able to get out, and I feel like for me personally, that it was a gift, and with that gift comes a responsibility. Yeah. So since 2007, I've just been screaming it.
Yeah.
And I do OSINT, and I do lots of things. I have my own nonprofit, and awesome. So I feel like survivors' voices are getting lost in this conversation.
And that's true. I actually know that too. That's why it's even hard. I mean, because as much as I don't even really want to talk about it, to be honest with you. But every day I wake up, he's doing something, that just makes it more and more of a thing. And I can only imagine what the victims are going through. Huh?
Look at what the left hand's doing while the right hand is doing something else. And Steve Bannon told us that his first presidency. Yeah. They were like, we just do a shock and awe campaign, throw everything we can, and then we just do in behind the scenes what we want to do. So while everybody's focused on this Epstein stuff, nobody's looking at all of the anti-trafficking stuff that's getting defunded. We're facing unprecedented cuts in funding. And I don't, I don't give a crap who is on this list. It needs to be exposed, and this is the reason, because the people that are still alive are still harming people, because these things do not happen in a vacuum. You don't just mess with some kids or women or whatever, and then you just stop. There are people still being harmed. So I don't care who is on it. It needs to be released. And I feel like that it's just really important there. I've not found, there's one other or two other survivor leaders that have kind of brought along with me on these lives. Okay. And we're kind of the only ones kind of screaming out about it. And I feel like that people just need to be aware that even if we took the Epstein conversation out of it, look at what he is doing to literally contribute to trafficking by cutting all of the funding. We're still doing the work. We're still we're boots on the ground. We're doing it every day, and we're going to keep doing it. But it is very, very hard right now.
It's harder to do the work you're doing under this current administration
than it ever has been. Yes,
because not only are we being distracted by his history and the stuff he's currently doing linked to Epstein, but behind the scenes, he's also doing things to make the work you're doing to actually protect victims of trafficking, as trafficking, right? Especially women. He's taking away those support systems. So it's double, triple negative, almost exponentially negative in terms of his, but how can he sit up here and say that he's for protecting the children? How does that, you know what I mean? Because I know you have a unique angle. How do you process that?
Well, I hydrate myself a lot, and I stay elevated.
Yeah.
But, and it's really hard because, so for example, Freedom Network USA is the preeminent policy and legislation advocacy group federally for trafficking children and victims that ever has been. Yeah. He, on the first day of his presidency, he told them that he is defunding them because they refuse to take LGBTQIA trans resources off of their website. And you know what they said to him? They said, well, they are the most vulnerable populations, so go ahead and try and defund us. And so they're going to just go ahead and choose to be defunded because they're refusing to take those resources off of their page. Yeah. And these are people that receive OVC grants. So OVC is the Office of Victims in Crime, and then there's DOJ grants. Yeah. And and anybody can look all of this up. And so there are organizations and nonprofits that are like, you know what, if you're not going to fund us because we refuse to take that off, then we're just going to find it somewhere else. So we're all doing like, private fundraisers and GoFundMe's and trying to find private grants.
Good.
Because those are the most vulnerable populations, and we are not going to stop fighting for them.
Good. WWW, Kristen. Because I'm gonna be honest, Kristen, it's a breath of fresh air, honestly, to get to talk to you, because a lot of I know it's kind of like I'm putting a lot on it, but what you just said in your experiences and your knowledge, it doesn't get shared out that much, right? This is information you're sharing and the angle and the perspective you have. Most of the time, Americans would never know. W to the dog, W to your dog, to the dog and knows, the dog knows, yeah. Huh?
That's Sherlock. That is my service. I'm going to another room. That's Sherlock. That's my service dog. He's the dog in my picture.
Yeah.
He's actually the very first dog in America trained to be a service dog specifically for a human trafficking survivor.
Oh, wow.
And he works with me on investigations, and we work on cases. He comes with me. I train law enforcement, and I go to Congress. He's been in front of Congress with me 4 or 5 times, and he saw the UPS man. So
well, that's important, because you never know, there could be treats in there, right? And I don't know if he's into that, but he should definitely get the treats if that's what he's doing. All right, so W to the doggy. Now, I got one last question. Help me, if you don't mind, if it's possible. What do you say to these so-called folks out here pretending that they really care about the children, and they even bring their religion into it? Because I know a lot of them, especially conservative women, that love to try to defend Donald Trump to the ends of the earth. What could you say to them if you could? What would you say to them if you could, to help them understand that they're not helping really save the children?
So if you want to look at it, from my experience, I am a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl that came from a very, very privileged background. Mm-hmm. I was still trafficked. It has absolutely nothing to do with, race, creed, religion, lack of religion, black or brown. It can happen to anybody. So when it happens to your daughter, organizations like mine will be the one you call, because it's not going to be the federal government at this current time that's going to help you. It can happen to, like, when people see me, like, until I tell them that I was trafficked, nobody ever believes that I was trafficked.
Yeah.
I speak to a lot of conservative women, and I'm like, okay, now all of a sudden you care about human trafficking. Now all of a sudden you care about missing kids. So how about this? Why don't you put your money where your freaking mouth is and donate to your local organizations? Donate to, go, if you don't financially, if you can't do that, support, share what we're doing. Go spend a day with somebody, like, talk to a survivor. Also, I'm very open. Please DM me if anybody wants to have a conversation. If anybody has, if there's missing kids, if you think there's a trafficking situation, please, I'm very, very accessible. I'm absolutely happy to have these conversations. So I live in a very, very rural area. I'm in Southwest Virginia, and I deal with a lot of MAGA.
Yeah. Is that hard? Is it hard to deal with MAGA because this work you're doing? Huh?
For me, it's not. For me, it's not, just because I've been screaming at people for years about this. But the people closest to the problem are the people closest to the solution. Until you're willing to, talk to survivor leaders, until you're willing to talk to people that are going through things. Like, for example, if you want to find out about homelessness, talk to someone who's an unhoused advocate. If you want to talk to someone that is dealing with, that's like, how are things going in the recovery community? Talk to someone who is a recovery advocacy leader. Yeah. Like, do those things. Turn Fox News off for 5 freaking seconds. Get out in your community. Talk to people. Volunteer. Donate some money. Share our stuff. Follow us. Listen to what we're doing. Listen to what we're saying, because they are so far removed. And I'll tell you this, and I'll land my plane. So The Sound of Freedom, the movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't bring that up. Please don't tell me you brought
and Taken are the 2 worst things to anti-trafficking forever. Like, they're so, because when I talk to so many MAGA women, they're like, oh, I just thought that happened in other countries. Anybody that can hear my voice right now, it is happening in your backyard. Period.
Wow. She's just said it. It's happening right in your backyard. And, wow, and you got the experience to actually say that. And so with that, Kristen, I gotta say, Kristen. I never. It's very honestly, Kristen. It's very humbling because I'm hearing what you're saying, and it's kind of it's heavy for me, to be honest with you, but it's not about me either. But I understand it's very, very important that what you're saying gets out there, because there's people probably out there that would not have the courage to say and do the things you're doing. And I gotta say, congratulations on being able to come out of that and flip it and do something good. I think that's really big. Kristen. That's big. Not a lot of people can do that.
Probably in the queue and I can drop. But I'll say this, if everyone, with all this Epstein thing, please, let's just remember, can you imagine not just being a victim or a survivor of the Epstein stuff, but all survivors right now are having to sit back and we're having to watch this whole thing play out, and the whole country all of a sudden, quote unquote, care about human trafficking, while we're sitting here boots on the ground doing the work. We're finding missing kids, we're finding victims, survivors are struggling. Please support us. Please just do not let this Epstein thing be the only, in 2 or 3 months from now, it'll be something else. So please, if you care about children, if you care about men and women, if you care about the exploitation and the buying and selling of humans and believe that has to stop, please support us and please pay attention to what's going on.
All right. Well, listen, Kristen, now, do you have any to support your websites? I know you probably said it earlier, but we've covered a lot. What website could they go if they want to, really get out of here and start supporting what you're doing and possibly helping others?
So I'll put it in the chat. My website is currently under construction.
But we can follow you on TikTok, all right, Kristen V.
Follow me. Also, there's a website. It's called survivorsource.org. And Val and Swervin and Brandy is Survivor, and her name is Laura. She runs survivorsource.org. She's a partner of mine. And we work together, and we're doing a lot of stuff. I'm also working with Devil Dog Canine. We are raising money to provide service dogs for survivors of human trafficking. So it's a whole program now. And so there's a lot of things. So if you guys just want to follow me, that would be amazing. And any updates I have, you can go on there. You can also see videos of Sherlock and see our whole journey. I have a larger account. This is just my other account. I'm not new to social media. I'm also I'm a lot bigger on LinkedIn, but I am doing lives.
Yeah, well, you're doing an outstanding job. I mean, I got to give it to you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you letting me come up, Zeus. All
right. Anytime, you're always welcome to come back up and give us whatever information we need to help support you, all right? All right. Kristen. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. See, you can't, this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very important that we stand for something, or you'll end up falling for anything. And Kristen is an excellent example of what a real American is like. All right, I mean, Kristen. Yeah, right, Ann. So let's continue it on. All right, we still got a little bit of time left. I mean, are there any Trump supporters out there that want to come up here and try their best to defend the indefensible? All right, we still got some time, and hopefully, or I'm looking for someone who wants to get out of the cult. I hope today that, after hearing the information we've covered, there's some Trump supporters out there that are ready to come out of the cult. And actually start doing the right thing instead of getting out here and defending the most corrupt, incompetent, sick person I've ever seen run the country. All right. Do we have anyone out there? Gregory Jones will not come up because Gregory knows. Gregory doesn't know. Gregory doesn't know anything. Gregory just sits in my comment section and same thing as Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. Why don't you two just go out to lunch? How about that? Don't you got something else to do, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got next? Peace and love. Good morning. How are you? Peace and love. Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me? Oh, I guess that didn't work. Let's see. Who do we have? Who do we have next? All right. Good morning, Bounce. How are you doing, sis?
Well, good morning. You know what? I wanted to tell you, I had the opportunity yesterday. Now, I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm. Mine?
Yes, yours.
Well, that's going to be hard unless you go into that other H category. Then, then we might have something to talk about.
let me make my point. So is Nutty down in the comments anywhere?
Is Nutty around?
Nutty, are you there? Nutty.
He's MIA. He must be MIA then.
Well, anyway, so I had.
Oh, he says he's here. He says he's here.
Bring him up, please. Bring him up.
Okay, all right. Well, if you twist my arm and force me to do it, then I'll do it. All right. There you go. He says I'm here.
Hi, Nutty. How are you?
Now, Zeus.
Wait.
I don't know what's about to happen here. So
I don't either.
I don't know.
Okay, so I had the honor of feasting my beautiful hazel eyes on Nutty.
Right.
His camera on.
Mm.
And I've never seen Nutty with at all.
It's really not much. It's really not.
Yeah.
You know what, Zeus?
Wait. I have to tell you that Nutty is one handsome man.
Why'd you get the crowd all worked up like that, Bounce? Why'd you get the crowd?
Are you trying to flood my thoughts and my words, and are you trying to silence my voice?
Never. I mean, but the crowd did. You heard what they said when you said that. They just started booing. Perhaps. I mean, if you get up here, Bounce, and if you start lying, then that's what happens.
Guess what else? His teeth are white as snow.
Hey, Bounce. Maybe you okay? Are you okay? Because
let me turn my camera on because I don't have a problem with turning my camera.
I just don't know. I've never seen this side of you, Bounce, and I'm genuinely concerned. Let me see. Let me look you in the eyes. That's what my mom used to say. Let me look at you. I gotta look you in the eyes, Bounce. You okay?
I'm wonderful. Baby, when I tell you that Nutty, hey y'all, if y'all have never seen Nutty is one hunk of man, okay? He is. Now, I'm not saying that Zeus is not handsome. I'm not saying that at all. I am just voicing my God-given right to speak my mind. And so that's not taking anything away from you, because the best thing about you, Zeus, is you had the most beautiful lips ever.
Well, listen, I mean, that'll do something, but I'm just puzzled. I'm really puzzled, but huh?
I want Nutty to say a few words. Nutty.
I have no words right now. I have no words.
Thank you. Because you really shouldn't be saying anything to support this.
Well, see, if you're gonna go there, I can find some words.
Okay, find some.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Let's realign this, because make sure the people can see who's telling the truth and who's not.
Listen, I am a big supporter of Bounce. Every time she gets on the panel, Zeus, we get nothing but truth and facts from Bounce. She doesn't get up here very often. And so when she does get up here, she always speaks the truth. And that was not different today. She spoke nothing but the truth, though, and the whole truth. And that's what we like here in the kingdom. Is that not right, kingdom? We like the truth.
Because one thing that Zeus does say is that you have to be honest.
Right.
Unlike MAGA, like Vegas girl, she's never gonna give
but
Nutty anything like what I am doing, because she has herself so stuck in a hole somewhere, like in Janae, that she can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but Bounce, I'm really struggling to keep it together. I mean, because you know the rules in the show. It's one of the greatest offenses. And people say I run a cult. I don't run a cult. I'm pretty fair, and I'm very nice. But treason, there's treason in the midst. Bounce, there's treason in the midst, and I just don't get it. we were doing so well. We had a good relationship, and then you got up.
And you are my brother. But you know,
But what is nutty to you? Is there something you
Nutty
want to?
is my brother.
No, 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 no.
Let me say this.
Mm.
I've been following Nutty for a long time, and I never seen him
So
with
you compromised.
So we're gonna have 3 days of what's that called? Blackout, Nutty.
The people sick day. The people sick day. Right.
Nutty knows this is bad. Nutty must know this is bad because you must have colluded together to do this to me.
No, I did not. I told Nutty yesterday when I met him on this wonderful gentleman's live. What was his name, Nutty? The guy's live we were on.
It was delusional. It was a
delusional. Sounds appropriate.
No, he said blue.
No, I heard delusional. My ears are perfect, and I heard it correctly because So, all right, I think I figured this out, Bounce. All right, so you got Nutty up here to tell him that you must. Is it that you just felt sorry for him because I'm crushing it so much, and you just wanted to throw him a bone? Is that what it is? Yes. Because I could forgive you if that's what this is, but if it's anything other than that, and you got me because my mom is watching, and so it's a situation where how I handle this, I got to know I'm going to deal with it offline. But is it all right if I'm going to need some time to myself and maybe some time to pray over this? All right, Bounce, because I don't want to say anything that's going to get me or you and anybody into anything, but it's definitely smelling like treason, but I need some time to pray. All right, and then perhaps we can get back to this when I'm a little more stable.
May I say something? Is that sort of like how when Trump was wandering around the top? Is it like that?
Worse. It's actually a lot worse. I can't even. I don't even have the strength to even do that now. I'm really struggling to keep this together because it's like Judas. You know what he did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things.
Are you trying to
the betrayal part?
Trying to compare me to
Brutus too. Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least I'm not Mary Magdalene, huh?
Lord have mercy. All right, listen. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Zeus. I'm gonna ask God to. I'm gonna have to pray over this now. But listen, you and Nutty, you've done enough harm today. All right.
Wait. How am I brought into this?
Because
I was asked to come up here. I was just waiting my turn.
So you see how that's how it goes down in the Garden of Eden, right? Adam, why did you do this? And he wants to turn around and blame the woman. Nutty, you're guilty. Zeus. So Nutty lacks integrity, Bounce, and that just should have disqualified him from every single thing you just said. All right, and so I guess we can restart this connection. All right, how about this?
Yes.
We drop Nutty. And I drop you too, right? And then what we'll do is we'll pretend like this never happened. Perhaps you want to try that?
No, because now, if you do that, you're not allowing me to voice my God-given rights as a being, and then you're gonna put me in the same category as a MAGA, and I'm not a MAGA. I'm not even. You know what? I'm not even a flatback Melania. Okay.
All right, well, listen, I can only do it for so long. What do you two got? What do you two got today outside of these lies and this conspiracy you're trying to do? And like I said, I'm praying on it right now because I haven't forgotten. What do you got?
Well, I wanted to say that now this is some serious stuff. I am on my way to pick up my mom's prescriptions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So every time I go to pick those prescriptions up, every 30 to 90 days, this time I'm paying $85 for her insulin. I'm paying $140 for overall medication that's covered by her plan.
Yeah.
Out of pocket. So I'm just trying to figure out, and my fruit is going bad. That's number one. And then it's gone. It's just like in 2 days I gotta buy some more.
Yeah. Wow.
And when you go to the store, the ground beef is up. Let me tell you, my house is 3,000 square feet, right?
Yeah. Wow, that's large.
Yeah. I was only for my electric bill. My electric bill was running with my mother's medical devices, and it's on one of those plans, right?
Yeah.
Medical devices. Well, this month I paid $470
Wow.
electric bill.
So it's going. So your electric bill is going up.
Yes, last month I paid, I want to say 190.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out, how are we winning? How?
You know, everybody that I'm interacting with, they talk about their electric bill. It's the one thing everyone is confirming is going up, not down. Someone look at it. Claire, her electric bill doubled. We didn't have that under Biden. Yeah. Wow. So what you're saying is he lied to us.
He's been lying to us, and let me tell you something.
Thank you.
We'll save 1,500% on my mama's prescriptions. Okay, like he said.
Yeah, that means he's giving you money to take them.
Yes, and I didn't do that because if that be the case, I should have been able to go in there and pick that stuff up for free.
Yep. More than free, they would have given you some money. Seriously, because you do the math, it turns into them owing you money.
Yes, and so that's why it is very important what Nutty was talking about, and he introduced me to those 3 days of blackout.
Yeah.
I think everybody should participate. I want to thank Governor Newsom for being our governor right now at this moment.
Yeah, because I stand with Governor Gavin Newsom. Yeah.
Our Democrats in Texas, because at the end of the day, Hot Wheels, I think he fell out of his wheelchair because he cannot legally arrest anybody.
Alter ego. Why are you asking us how did her utility bill go up? You know how it went up, just like you.
Because I have to turn on the air. My mother's 88 years old. Do you MAGAs actually think I'm gonna let her sit in here and boil?
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's called living. It's called living. All right. The point is, alter ego. Yes, 300%. You get it. All right. You think about it. All right. You do what I just said. All right. Why are you complaining? Jesus Christ.
And the tax plan ain't helping nobody. It's not. That's why he's wandering around on top of the roof. You don't hear from his daughter, Ivanka, and her husband, because they're running around the country stealing everybody's money. But y'all are okay with that, right?
Yeah.
You are okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Aren't you? Do you know that people will not, my children will not be able to own a home if this keeps up?
Yeah.
They gonna have to live right here in this house with me, and I'm trying not to have my kids in here with me forever.
Well, see, yeah. So Donald Trump isn't helping us with the grocery. He isn't helping us with our utility bills, and we just have another American confirming it. Well, listen, Bounce, I gotta say thank you for at least giving us that. Now we gotta move it on, but maybe we should hear from Nutty as well before then we move on to other guests. Nutty,
I want you to be handsome too today, okay?
are you talking to Nutty? Because I don't need that. It's automatic over here. It's like you ever seen a car with the automatic? Yeah, I'm like that when it comes to handsomeness. But Nutty might need a lot of help.
Listen, I would just say this: anyone who knows that they're handsome doesn't have to say that they're handsome.
Yeah, so I totally agree. I didn't say I was. I just implied it, and I said it because you were suggesting that I needed to say it, and Bounce was too.
I don't. Listen,
is it hard for you? Is it hard for you?
I don't even have to imply it because, listen, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's whole damn gallon of tea. So anyhow, Zeus. There's something there. I typically don't even look at comments, and then I look down for a second.
Gallon? Wait a minute. You said a whole gallon. Come on. You mean like a pint? I give you that. But come on, man. Stop the jokes. I mean, you should do stand up though. You should do stand up, Nutty.
You lucky I didn't say a barrel. So I'll even go to the keg. So anyhow, MAGA Queen said that we are still living under the Biden tax plan. I want y'all to let that sink in for a moment. We are still living under the Biden tax plan. MAGA Queen, I would love it. I would absolutely, if you can just come up here and explain that to us.
MAGA Queen.
Because the last time I checked.
Bill. I don't have to hide my electric bill. I can show it to you.
Yeah. Is MAGA Queen in here? Is she in here?
Oh yeah, she's. No,
I know. I would. I would.
That's the comment she put down there.
Look at her, quiet as a church mouse now.
Because Zeus, the last time I checked, Joe Biden only had four years in the White House. Is that correct?
Correct.
So with him only having 4 years in the White House, we had 4 years previous to Joe Biden, which Donald Trump absolutely passed a tax plan. We are still living under that tax plan because that tax plan lasts for what? Is it 8 or 9? I think it's 8 years.
Yeah.
It's 8 years that tax plan lasts.
Yeah.
Despite who's in that White House. So MAGA Queen, see, this is why I cannot do MAGA anymore because the math never math to them.
Yeah.
So MAGA Queen, cut the bull.
Cut the bull. W Nutty. Hey, MAGA Queen.
Y'all know that, so they know this. When they have nothing else to say, they say dumb stuff like this to get us off what we're talking about. But I just needed to say that because there may be someone in this chat because there's 1.4K people in here.
Yeah. I get
really just don't know.
Yeah.
And I want to set the record straight. We are still today living under the Donald Trump tax plan that was passed in 2017. We're still living under it.
Yeah.
President Biden did not have the opportunity to pass a tax plan. That's not how government works.
Bingo.
That is not how government works.
Yeah.
DJ, are you listening? Because sometimes you hard to hear.
So I keep getting asked to turn my camera on for whatever reason.
See, I didn't lie.
All right, I'm going to let him live a little bit. Y'all looking at this? Are y'all looking at this? You see, this is a brother that's delusional a little bit, and I'm trying to help him. All right, but Nutty,
there is nothing delusional about
Nutty,
this.
Look at. Now he's trying to flex and kind of show us where he's staying at and doing all this stuff. You know what, Nutty? I think I've had enough. I've seen enough. I've seen enough between you and Bounce and this conspiracy against Zeus. W Zeus, and I had to stop that little nonsense Nutty just tried to pull right there. Okay, they're trying to make me turn my camera on. Anything, you are desperate. This is the next level of being desperate, bro. It's not going to work. All right,
Zeus.
No.
Scroll down in your comments.
All right,
scroll down in your comments. There's at least 100 people saying turn your. Even Lex was like, Cam up.
Oh, Lex, you brought Lex into this demon. You brought Lex into this. Well, listen up. You know what? It just clicked on me. It just clicked on me, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, you know what I gotta do, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I gotta do. Sorry, Nutty and Bounce. Unfortunately, treason won't be tolerated in this kingdom. And I didn't want to do it. And it's not the MAGA demon. It's the Antifa demon, ladies and gentlemen. We just can't have that. Just can't have that. Silence, you Antifa demon, W Zeus. I don't, no. Now, Mom, I'm so sorry, and I know you're going to have a lot of things to say to me, but I had to do it in order to protect the kingdom. We can't have people doing that kind of stuff. And I love them, but you understand what they just did. And then, because, if they open that door, then you're going to have other people trying to open that door and come through. And this is not a free-for-all, all right? W Zeus. And I honestly, I want to apologize because I love them both very, very dearly, but it's hard to apologize right now. And I told them, I said, I got to pray on it a little bit. All right. So what I'll do is I'll move on to somebody else. Hopefully can make this all make sense. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing, Takesha? Takesha always looks out for me if she can. Oh my gosh, that was so difficult to deal with. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did I mess up or anything with that, Takesha? Because
you just called me Teddy Pendergrass. I just wanted to yell, turn them off.
No. Okay, so I did the right thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Zeus,
Okay.
did.
Thank you. Because
My heart is so broken that Donald Trump has been cutting so much that he cut Bounce's mental health part of her insurance because she got to be lacking that Stevie Wonder drug to sit up and say that Nutty was handsome.
Thank you, Takesha. You know what, Takesha? Because let me see something right now. All right. Yeah, you preaching this morning. I mean, it's like the spirit is truly in you.
I mean, this is not Thunder Talk, but Bounce has really went too far.
Yeah.
I guess she just, Bounce want a Pepe Le Pew Nutty and want us to co-sign. We're not co-signing.
Yeah.
There's nothing handsome about Nutty at all.
That's it, Takesha. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, when God puts the spirit on you and you gotta talk, then you just gotta talk. Yeah, you saying what you saying. Keep on going. You ain't messed
Nutty,
up not one time.
Zeus, I'm gonna have some executive orders for Bounce tomorrow.
Okay. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all really must love Takesha because she got in here and the woman, she's truly on fire. Yeah. Wow, Takesha, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna have to go on and put some executive orders on Bounce.
Thank you.
And it wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, because I was a little concerned. I was a little too harsh on them the way that I had to get them up out.
No, you did just right, Zeus. Because now they acting like the goof on the roof from yesterday. It's just they acting like they out of their minds. Zeus.
Yeah, wow, I love it. And yeah, fair enough. Then I won't issue an apology. All I'll do is I'll say this.
Don't you apologize, Zeus? No.
All right. Is it all right if I tell them this?
If you're not happy here,
right, I can tell them this.
Then you can leave.
You can do that, Zeus. You can do something. I don't know what alien life form took over yesterday. Maybe it's the one they said coming in a couple of days. Maybe it's that alien, Zeus.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Takesha.
But this is what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You can tell that Trump supporters are very unknowledgeable. First of all, when you said who was the president in 2008, I saw them say Obama. Let me ask you a question. If the election is in 2008 and you get elected, when do you actually take office?
Wouldn't it be January of the next year?
Of 2009, Zeus.
Bingo.
So who is the president up until you're sworn in? Isn't that the president in that year?
Yeah.
So if I get elected in 2008 and I take over January the 20th, 2009, I'm not the president until January the 20th of 2009.
Bingo. Yeah.
Bless they little pitiful hearts.
Sick.
When the woman said that we on the Biden tax plan, I said to myself, he never had one. How are we under some that he never had? That's how they vote. They vote blindly. They are Ray Charles when it come to voting because they know absolutely nothing. And that's how he keeps tricking them because he tells them stuff that they don't try to educate themselves on.
Yep. Yeah, ain't that something? They was just looking to put that on Obama. It sounds like that's what you were saying. They were just looking to blame Obama.
Anything. Obama. I stumped my toe. Must have been Obama. I fell off the roof. Must have been Obama. Anything. They put some blame on the black man who served with integrity.
Yeah.
And they just can't believe. They thought he was going to get in there and spend all the money. Put some in his pocket.
Yeah.
Pass it out to the black people and get out of office. And because he did not do that, they got a problem.
Yeah, you're talking about
they
especially
never
the black
seen
folks.
Integrity like that.
Yeah.
In the White House from a black man.
Yeah.
In the White House from a black man. Come on, Zeus.
Preach it. Because, I was in there live talking to Blagga yesterday. And these black conservatives, they were trying to convince me that Obama was the problem, all right, because he didn't do exactly as you said. He didn't do enough for the black community.
Did he get in and say he was the president for black people?
No.
Is that what his office is? I'm
No.
just the president for who look like me. He's not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He was the president for all people.
Amen.
So he had to do for all. He just couldn't single-handedly do something just for his race because they would have said he was being prejudiced.
Thank you.
They would have tried to impeach him on that. Let the smart man run how the smart man was supposed to, and let Blacker keep being ridiculous like they always have been.
Yeah. They ain't gonna get into that. They not gonna be able to enter into the promised land, are they?
Zeus, when they find out that they really black without the agger, it's gonna be a mess. When they realize, Zeus, that they just black and agger don't comply,
that agger doesn't work. It don't help them.
Working. They gonna be around here crying, Zeus. And get what I'm be doing?
What you gonna be doing?
Sitting on the porch with my legs crossed, sipping on my country time.
Yeah, because you deserve it. So you ain't gonna feel sorry for them.
Not at all, Zeus. This is the last thing I want to say. Then I gotta go. I was making my eye appointment because where I go is UAB Optical Center.
Yeah,
and you get a free eye exam and you get free glasses when you're on Medicaid, Medicare. You know, I'm disabled, so I get both of them because you know I got a disease that takes my vision and numbs my body.
Oh,
so,
is that a disease or is that a date?
I have long COVID as well. But anyway, I was informed yesterday that because of the cuts that this administration made, our eyeglasses are no longer free.
Wow.
So now we have to pay for our eyeglasses that we were getting absolutely free. So now I got to try to, aside from these bills going up, you know, they had in the hem on the skirt I wore last night.
I know it is.
Yeah. And so now I got to pay for glasses.
See, this.
So tell me how it's getting better.
It ain't.
Absolutely, it's not.
It's not getting better. It's getting worse. This is why I say, what is that? What is that?
One last thing, baby. I don't fret and I don't worry because the Lord always makes a way for Kiki.
Amen. Ain't that special? You right. Well, we gonna keep the prayers going, all right?
Amen, brother. He gonna come through like he always do.
Amen.
Have a great day, fam.
All righty then, and thank you so much for coming up here and helping to put
executive orders ready tomorrow.
All right, yeah, you're putting Nutty in his place, and I totally appreciate that. Seriously.
You're so welcome.
All righty then. All right. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. All right, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, we're doing so well this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and you just can't make this kind of stuff up. All right, let's go on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep. Oh, look at that! I see MAGA Queen now trying to creep up back in here. MAGA Queen, it's too late. Good morning, Frank. How can I help you? Going once, going twice. Frank is officially out of here. All right. Sorry, Frank, but it didn't work. Let's see. Good morning. Do we have any brave Trump supporters out there? Anyone out there that wants to come up here and try to defend their dear leader? Because, you know, obviously I've done an outstanding job steamrolling you, and not only doing that, but dealing with some internal matters in the kingdom. You know, obviously people up here trying to steal my shine. Where are the Trump supporters at going? Once Tiny Tinked up Tim Tom. Absolutely. What do you have to offer the kingdom other than just, you know, being super ugly? All right, seriously. All righty then, let's go. Good morning, Val.
Morning, Zeus.
Good morning. How are you?
How's everybody doing today?
We're doing all right. How about you?
Okay, I'm gonna handle the internal business first. Hey, Nutty, everybody, true beauty in this world doesn't talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Real. Thank you, Val. Val. And you said so much, Val, without saying a lot. And it's sad, isn't it sad what they just tried to do to me? It was an ambush.
It was. I was ill.
Yeah. Exactly. But you know what? We did an outstanding job, Val, ladies and gentlemen.
To get back to the serious note and business of what we do on a daily basis.
Yes.
You know, I want to talk about something real quick. You know, because you had Kristen up here earlier.
Yes.
And Kristen brought up some things. Do you know when the first child trafficking bill was passed in this country?
I don't. When was it? It's a good question.
It was actually 1977.
What was it titled? Do you know?
Yeah, actually.
No. You don't
I actually have
it.
it pulled up.
It was 1977. Yeah. I mean, because what we want, and I like to know as much as I can, because
it was called the hold on, 26 President's Actions. It was the Protection of Childs Against and I can't say the word exploitation Act of 1977.
And was it passed by a Republican, Democrat?
I'm pretty sure that the president at that time was Jimmy Carter.
Okay, so Democrats. Okay, I just like to keep things on the up and up as much as possible because context matters.
Now, every president subsequent to that added to that bill.
Yeah.
So Reagan even added to that bill. So did of course, and Clinton added a lot to the bill, and so did George W. Bush.
Wow.
Okay, added a lot to that bill, and Obama added some things to that bill. But you know who added the most, and who is considered to be the most effective on child trafficking?
I don't know.
That would actually be Joseph R. Biden.
Oh, so W. Joe Biden. Look at that.
You know the only president who never added a bill for that subject?
Now, I think I can answer this question. Would it be Donald Trump for 1,000?
That would be Donald Trump for 1,000.
W. Zeus, yes. I knew that because you can tell by
1,000.
Thank you. Wow.
That would be Donald Trump for 1,000. It's the only person never really to add anything. He wrote an executive order. Okay, for about adding people to the list, basically. Okay, well, okay, great. So we're going to add people to the list, but that's an executive order. Did we pass anything to do anything? Did we put anything through Congress to add anything to that subject? Did we pass an act? No, he did not. But Joseph R. Biden did. Okay, and it's considered one of the most, because in true Biden form, he went after the root cause of U.S. children being vulnerable, and that was wealth disparity. Okay, these are the things nobody ever really talks about, right?
Yeah,
and that's what he went at, and because of that, he's considered by many scholars and colleges that studied this as the person that has done the most for that to stop trafficking in this country here at home.
Yeah.
Because of what he did for children in making sure they have what they needed and could grow properly. That is a reality.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. So that's, what I'm saying? Those are the things that need to be talked about when we talk about this subject. And this is why we say the e-files are not going away. And the e-files are not going away because it has to do with children. These are the realities of this country. Children matter.
Yep.
And when you keep doing things like Trump is doing, like defunding the programs to help these children and to help the victims.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where we go wrong in this country. And I want every one of y'all maggots down there to remember this. All that money was defunded from these programs to give tax cuts to the wealthy. Every bit of it.
Wow.
So when you talk about this, MAGA, be sure you understand the whole subject. And there's a beautiful article on this, actually on factcheck.org.
Yeah.
That you can actually go look up at what the presidents did and what each president did. Okay, these are the things that are happening. As Trump's current administration keeps writing, the history's not going to be good on it, MAGA. It's definitely not going to be good at what he did, what he has done for trafficking. Okay, because what he has done for trafficking has made it more viable. Because when you put people at risk, when you take away from the poorest of our country,
yep,
they become more vulnerable to predators.
Ain't that something?
That's the reality of what you all need to talk about. These in the whole, you had somebody up earlier, you had somebody come up earlier and talked about, wasn't just Kristen. Oh, you were playing his words yesterday.
Oh, the whole taking advantage of us part, or the other part where.
Yeah, where the whole taking advantage of us part, right?
Yeah,
that's just absolutely disgusting. I don't know how anybody can sit down there And for DJ and people like that don't understand that bills are going up, when you all want to come up into panels and go, oh no, my bills are going down, my gas is going down. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
For people like Gregory down there, well, give him a year, to fix Biden's problems. No, sir. You're asking me to give him a year to fix what he has created. Sir, what you don't understand, Gregory, is everything we're going through today has been self-inflicted by the current administration in office. It wasn't the Biden administration that put unnecessary tariffs on countries. That cost the American people 93, or what is it now, 29 billion dollars. $29 billion. It's not the Biden administration that did that. This is not what happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Biden administration that has car dealerships now telling you what cars on their lot are not affected by tariffs because they were built before the tariffs were enacted. It's not the Biden administration. It is Trump. Every wound that we are feeling now was caused by Donald J. Trump. Period. End of story. It wasn't, it's not Biden that was producing less oil.
Nope.
It wasn't Biden that wants to give away over 100% of our natural gas resources. Okay? That's not Biden. That's Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a CD. Please stop. Because when you lie like that, it just shows you're totally working for the Russians.
Right. I mean, these are the things that are wrong. These are when people need to start to understand what they're seeing. And you know what? For the people on here that continue to back this man, I want you to remember what happened to the sitting senator or sitting congressman yesterday, Flood. The day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to remember what happened, because even though you're up here spewing your poison, the American people see what's going on.
Yep.
And they are firing back. And we're going to fire back. And 2026 is going to be a big fire. Why do you think he wants to take over Texas? Why do you think he wants Texas to gerrymander?
Wow.
Okay? Because this is the tyranny of the minority. Hear what I'm saying? Tyranny of the minority. And they're going to continue doing this as long as we let them. Well, for all you CDs down there and Tiny TikTok Tims and DJs and everybody down there, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. This is no longer going to be the case. Democrats aren't going to sit back anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to make this the worst presidency of all time. Okay? And we're going to do it with force from the people.
Yep.
Okay? Which is how it should be.
Yeah, in a democracy. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, his poll numbers, Val, you see the results of them. Is he doing well when it comes to foreign policy based on what you... Nope. No,
hold on. Let's see. All he's done is escalate everything that he said he was going to stop.
Yep.
Okay? Hey, guys, I just, you tell me is saying that I'm putting my nuclear submarine arsenal without even understanding how that works. Arsenal, I'm surrounding Russia. Is that de-escalating the situation or escalating the situation?
Escalating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is not going after Israel. I'm sorry. Not going after Israel and shutting them down for what they're doing in Gaza. Is that de-escalating the situation?
That's escalating. Everything shows escalation, and it's costing us. It's additional burden on us as taxpayers, right?
Yeah. Is jumping both sides of the fence between Russia and Ukraine escalating or de-escalating the situation? Oh, it's not right. This was Ukraine's fault. No, it's Russia's fault. No, it's Ukraine's fault. No, it's Russia's fault. What is it? Are you too stupid to decide? Mind you, he was going to end all this day one.
Yeah.
Because y'all try to move that goalpost every day, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, give him till the end of the year. No, sir. We're done with the end of the year. $29 billion from U.S. taxpayers. Taxation without representation. Okay?
Yep.
And you're asking us to wait till the end of the year.
No, just like they're telling us to wait for our utility bills to be cut in half, right? You know, I play the clip. He says at the end of the year, your utility bill gets cut in half. We're 6.5 months in, and they're going, just give them until the end of the year. Something real drastic would have to happen in order for that to happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's crazy. In the walk on, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, diddler on a hot tin roof, right? So, you know, this what are we doing? Why is there a president walking on the roof of the White House? I can't imagine the frustration of the Secret Service right now.
Yeah.
Can't even.
Cindy.
Can't even. Yeah. I can't imagine the Justice Department, and then this is going to be the one that everybody loves. Y'all want to tell me you care about trafficking in this country while you put one of the people, one of the grossest people in this country, in prison for 20 years, which she should have stayed in, maximum security prison.
Yeah.
And you move her over to Club Fed, which she's having problems in. They've had to put her in isolation because they're not happy she's there. Okay? You put her in that to make her life easier. What are you saying to the victims? And then you come out, and not only do you say, well, I really don't know anything about it. Liar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Absolute liar. And then follow that up. Well, our Justice Department, this guy really knows what he's doing. Yeah, was he part of the same group of people that gave Epstein the sweetheart deal in the first place?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing? When is it ever been acceptable in this country for a man like that and a woman like Maxwell to get any special treatment?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Wonder why we're not letting it go.
Yeah. Where's MAGA Queen at? Because I want to see if MAGA Queen is hearing what you're saying. Nutty tried to get MAGA Queen.
Well, MAGA Queen's still trying to create a tax plan that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? She's still trying to.
Thank you, Val.
She doesn't understand that the TCJA was from 2017 to 2025. MAGA Queen.
Yeah. You hear that? I mean, this is just sad. It's really late at this point. What we're doing to MAGA right now, it's a shame we have to do it, but this is what it takes to save our country, right? We have to just beat them up with the facts every single chance we get until they tap out, like MAGA Queen just did. W Val.
Thanks, sir. And hey, love everybody in the kingdom. Keep up the good work. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't fall for these traps. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kristen, I've been listening to Kristen for quite a while now.
Yeah.
She's become a friend on this app, and she knows who she is. And like she said, you can look her up. People like DJ, Tiny TikTok Tim, you can actually look her up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the work that she's done and has been doing for a long time. These things need to be, you know what I'm saying? These things need to be talked about.
Yep.
But when you come up into a broadcast like this or a broadcast like mine, I want you to be aware of one thing. We know.
Yep.
We know. That reminds me of something. I saw you last night.
Uh-oh.
I was so confused. They tried to pull me up in that live, and so I was like, hey, I just walked in. They're trying to pull me up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They tried to pull me up in that live, and I'm like going... I'm listening for a little bit. I was so confused.
Yeah.
That was the most confusing live I think
I've ever seen. The black conservative live we were in yesterday, they got mad at the one conservative who was the MAGA woman. I think her name was Mom Dude or something.
Yeah.
And she said she wasn't racist. Then the black conservatives got mad at her. You saw that? And I said, what?
Yeah, I was so confused. I'm like,
Yeah. But it just shows they don't get it that they went and voted alongside those folks. At the end of the day, they voted along with the racists. All right, and then they had the audacity to say,
I can't remember who it was above you.
Yeah.
But man, when she started giving them the facts one after another
Peaches.
Peaches lit them up. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like going, Well, there's no need for me to come in after that.
Yeah.
I mean, Peaches lit them up, and they did not like it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, a black man in this country calling himself a conservative, you know what I'm saying? And as we talk about conservatives today in this planet, well, it's a neocon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for those, look it up if you don't understand. A black man in this country claiming to be a conservative, neocon conservative at that. Guys, you might want to look up the term oxymoron in a for real kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not lying, Viper. What we're doing is we're rattling their cages, we're shaking them up and helping them to understand. Like, hey, no one said the Democrat Party by far was the most perfect party, but it's sort of like what Pete just said. It was a risk assessment test during the last election, and a lot of y'all got an F. A lot of y'all black folks out there, y'all got a huge F. W Zeus, W Val.
All right, buddy.
All right, sir.
Drop me down.
All right, thank you so much. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? All righty then. All right, so listen up. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the chat. Any of y'all black folks out there that got an F last election want to come up here and explain why you think a little Hawk, you said an F minus. You want to explain to us why you think an F minus is an A plus? I would love to hear it. All right, I need something to laugh at this morning before we wrap things up. So listen, look at this, because look at this. I mean, at a bare minimum, Blagga, look at who you're voting next to. Folks like this knucklehead in my chat, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. How does that make sense, Blagga? As soon as you went in there and you would have said, "What? Me and you think alike? Oh, I gotta go this way where the sauce is." And you should have went and voted for Kamala Harris. And they like to say, "Well, Kamala Harris, she had them twerking," and I said, "So okay." And I'm talking to Blagga specifically. So you go to the club. You like it when they twerk? Yes, I do, Zeus. Okay, and you was in there tipping and doing all that stuff. Yes, Zeus. But you couldn't go vote for the very person that had them twerking for you? CW, Zeus. It gets me upset because it's the logic behind it. I'm a person, I tell people all the time, like, I went to school, I did math. In math, things have to make sense, right? Sometimes, A plus B equals C, and if it doesn't, then you have to explain why, and if you can't explain why, then you got to get back to the truth and say A plus B equals C. So when I talk to Blagga, I'm really trying to hammer home the point. Your logic does not make sense. And this is why you're frustrated, right? Because you want the answer to be what you want it to be, and every time you turn the assignment in, you turn it in wrong, you're going, well, why is it wrong? It's because you're not doing the math, all right? If you look at the economy and you just look at the numbers, he brought up, and they didn't want me to say it, but I think it was, and Dame knows it, Dame's here. He tried to lie to me and say, Donald Trump actually did more to cure black poverty than Joe Biden. I gave him the statistics. Joe Biden got it down to the lowest level. Donald Trump only had it at 18.8. I think Joe Biden had it at 17.1%. Oh, no, Zeus. So I know this. One thing with Blagga in particular, they hate numbers. All right, and I know this because I grew up with these people. These people, when you grow up, they hate doing numbers. How many of y'all know smart black folks out there that are really great at math? How many of you know? I'm asking an honest question. How many of you know any smart black folks out there that are really good at math and can add and carry the 1, add the 5, and do all this stuff? What's the percentage? Now, let me ask this question. How many of you know a lot more that are not that good at math? How many of you know a lot more that aren't that good at math and they say stuff like this? I hate math. Yeah, look at that. They say they do. You know the ones that say, I hate math. There's more of them. A whole lot, Doc, right? A whole lot. What's the highest level of math you went to? I did algebra. Listen, there's way more levels above algebra, Blagga in particular. Way more levels higher. Way more levels. It'll blow your mind sometimes if you actually understood. And this is why I really think there's the curse, right? If you can't do math, then you really do need to sit your special behinds down and listen to the special broadcast. Why did a majority of black women vote for Kamala Harris? It's because they did the math. They could see it. They could connect the dots. I voted for Kamala Harris. It's because I did the same thing you did. Oh, it does make sense. Who was more likely to deliver on all these promises, right? That, Kamala wasn't running around saying things like Donald Trump was, or we're going to be rich and this and that. She was just saying, you know what? I'm going to do as much as I can. Now, y'all went and fell for this guy that was promising you all these things. And the gift, actually, it's a curse. Every black Trump voter I talk to, I say, what has he done for you? And they can't give you anything. All they got are these pipe dreams. And I said, you know what? I heard more. I heard better lies out of a mixtape. I've heard better lies in mixtapes, and y'all fell for that. Y'all really fell for this. I mean, and it's an embarrassing thing that I struggle to deal with, because at the end of the day, you know, you're like, these are my brothers, these are my sisters out here. But these folks really get out here and they act like Donald Trump is truly delivering on things for them in particular. Why do you hate Obama? He didn't do anything for black people. Well, why do you support Donald Trump? What did he do for black people? You know what they end up doing? They defend things like the Central Park Five. They defend Donald Trump telling all the black staff to get in the back. They defend Donald Trump telling Barack Obama, you know, he wasn't born in the country, you know, the birther conspiracy. They find themselves spending more time defending Donald Trump isn't a racist than explaining what Donald Trump has done for black people. And then they want me to turn around and vote alongside them. Have you lost your minds, W. Zeus? Have you lost your mind? I may have been born at night, but not last night. All right, let me talk to my sister. Good morning, Doc. How are you doing? All right, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Zeus. I'm sitting up here listening.
Yeah.
I have to say, listen, we're gonna take the tone down with the most handsomest, and we're gonna bring in the most beautiful.
Oh.
And that would be myself.
Okay.
That would be myself.
You can do that. All right. Listen, I'm with it. Because we already settled that.
Zeus, you are handsome.
Hey.
You are handsome.
Thank you. I didn't twist your arm to get you to say that, did I?
No, you did not. I wanted to come up here and say, listen, don't be talking about my Zeus like that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously.
All righty. So listen, somebody mentioned some lips, so I just wanted to say juicy. Okay? But in the meantime.
Woo, y'all wild today, but go ahead, please.
We got I was looking at this so-called president on top of the roof of the White House.
Yeah.
Talking about it's all his money.
You don't buy that.
It's all his money. So what happened to the millions of Americans who pay their tax dollars?
Yeah.
It's all his now.
That's what he meant.
That's how he views it.
That's how our money is his money.
Right.
That's wild.
Right. And we got Blagga and MAGA out here. I have no words for people like Dane, other Blaggas that I have run into. I'm just not going to deal with it like 2 cents.
Yeah, there you go.
They have a bad case of not analyzing things and understanding things. Like you said, the 2 plus 2 thing.
Yeah.
They don't understand numbers. And I know that for a fact because I dealt with a whole lot of them. And I would have to look because, you want to give medicine to people, but you can't do
the math,
the nursing math.
Thank you. They can't.
So I know it's a problem with math with them.
Yep. And we shouldn't say this. We shouldn't have to say this, but yesterday I realized I had to say it. If you can't do the math, then you need to, you know what? Keep on going.
But anyway, my other account got suspended because I said something to some people, and I think some people took it wrong. I got a little bit upset about what had occurred. But anyway, they banned my account. So now this is my new account. It's called Doc 2.0.
Oh, look at that. Okay, I wasn't following it, but now I'm following it. Good call.
Okay, so I just want my folks to know that, listen, you need to come over and follow Docs 2.0.
Amen.
Her 2.0 is going to be a whole lot better than the first one. It's some things that I had to analyze for myself and to take account for.
Hey.
So you know what?
Yeah.
I know what gets my goose, and what gets my goose is the blaggers and the MAGAs and some of the things that they set up. And I'm sorry, they lie about. It's a complete lie. And you're not going to make any of us believe a lie because you want to believe in that. Some of us don't even hold community together. You can never identify with us, period. You on a total different planet than what we are. And Zeus, I just want to say, thank you for bringing me up,
You're
sweetie.
welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate you coming up here, all right? We don't get to talk that often, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Doc a huge, huge, huge round of applause. Thank you, Doc. All righty then. All right. Well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. What a great show. We covered a lot of things this morning. I got to give it to you. Oh, my gosh. You just never know where these shows are going to go. But we did make sure to call out the fact that, you know what, we're not going to go for these distractions with Donald J. Trump and these e-files. They're supposedly meeting today, and there's supposed to be an announcement at, 4:30? You hear about this? They're trying to go over how to release an update with these files, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, whatever it is, none of us, ladies and gentlemen, none of us are going to fall for it. All right. But, keep your eyes open and just keep up the good work, spreading the truth and not allowing MAGA to get away with their lies, their conspiracies, and their misinformation. Before I get out of here, I want to give a special thank you to, once again, to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is, entertaining, engaging, and educational. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame. No, I'm not going to give it to Bounce and Nutty. I'm working on it. I'm not going to bring up Bounce and Nutty in this, all right? But we're going to give out this last round of booze and shame. And this goes out to the real Zeus haters out there. All right, and they know what they do. They sit out here and they try to defend all the indefensible things that Donald J. Trump has done that is ruining this country. And it's actually showing us all that the deep state, it actually is real. I'm starting to think that the deep state is real, and they try to make you think that it's just the elite. But what we're watching happening with the cover-up going on with these e-files is the deep state exists, and it's MAGA. Not just the elite MAGA, but it goes all the way down to every single one of the Trump supporters that are actively engaged in this cover-up. That's the e-files cover-up, and what I'm doing is exposing it. You're not tricking us. We see you chasing your tail, and it's you. Every single one of you who go on the X and defend Donald Trump, despite all the evidence you see, you're a part of the cover-up. Every single one of you out here who host lives and deny all the information out here that links Donald Trump to Epstein, you are part of the cover-up. You are the deep state, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA daily.
All right, I gotta get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe. We're out of here. All right, look at the time. I gotta get out of here. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Little Hawk. Appreciate that, bro. What a show! Love you too. W-U-E. Wow, Miss Obvious. W. Patrick. WQ Dog. Don. Hey. Let's go. I am the most handsome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. WVIP. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Good topic. It's not long enough. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. W, heaven. All right. We'll do a little drill, baby drill, then I gotta get out of here. We'll do a little drill, baby drill, and then we'll get out of here.
Pennsylvania energy, because you know she's gonna ban fracking, right? 100%. She's against fracking, against all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed,
they like it when we do a little
she said, "I like fracking very much." Look, they always go back to what they want.
Here he goes.
They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill.
Let's go.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling so deep. We're going to be for these guys. We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower your taxes.
It's true.
Insane asylums.
Wow.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack, drill. There's a frack.
I had to take my throne back from Nutty. He tried to take my throne today, him and Bounce, but that didn't work. And let that be an example. Nobody should try to go for the throne, right? She said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical.
She can't help it. We're gonna end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna drill. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes deep. Insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Drill, baby, drill, like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna drill, baby, drill, we're gonna drill, like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna drill, baby, drill, we're gonna drill, like it's Hannibal Lecter.
I see you out there. I see you out there. There it goes.
Insane asylum. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter.
Right, Tiffany?
They say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? We're gonna pay down.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say
what?
The late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna frack. Drill, baby, drill, like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums.
You drill.
You know, they go crazy. When I say the late great Hannibal.
Hit it.
Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna be drilling. Drill, we're gonna break that Lecter. Drill, like it's Hannibal Lecter.
Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. All right. Yeah, you see these Trump supporters, they going broke. They can't even buy groceries right now. He can't do nothing for you. So what I'm going to do is something a little different. What I'm going to do is special. We're gonna pay off all your debt, and then we'll lower your taxes. All right, because you know, like I know, there's so much liquid gold underneath our feet, and all we got to do is drill, baby, drill to get to it. And then after that, we'll do a little bit of that fracking, because I know you like that, right? All right, I got to get out of here. Love you all. Take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets.